Good evening again, folks. We want to welcome you to another edition of MLC Talk. Um, it's been a little, long time coming since we last appeared. This was due to our commitment to the International African Lutheran Conference. But we are back today. We are back again. Ambassadors there in Freetown, Sierra Leone. Our brother Josiah Jokai is in Dansbury, Connecticut, and our brother Abel Lawelli is there in Monrovia. But today we're going to start on a little side note. We want to have a reflection and also extend and share in sympathy with our colleague, the Reverend Zesta Lila Yakwaso, who lost his father on the weekend. On behalf of the management of my Lutheran Connections, we want to wish the Yakwaso family and the entire LCL deepest condolences. For those of you um, who didn't know Father Yakwaso, he worked with the church, especially at the level of the Lutheran World Federation in Liberia. So we're just going to do a very brief presentation, and we'll be going into our show today. Um, a very brief presentation right here. We will be coming up with. So that's Father Yakwaso, and this is our brother, the Reverend Sister Ida Father Yakwaso. He was a member of St. Matthew's Parish. Sorry about the audio distortion. And it was when the Liberia took a picture with his ordination ceremony when Father Yakwaso visited with the then young Reverend of the LCL. So again, on behalf of the management of my Lutheran Connections, we want to extend heartfelt condolences to the Yakwaso family. We pray that his soul will continue to rest in peace, and our Lord will continue to comfort the family. So again, we want to welcome everyone. Welcome, Ambassador. Welcome, Brother Lewis, and welcome, Brother Jokai. How's everyone doing today? It seems that you are on mute right now. Okay.
we we are we are doing quite great. I'm
we are
quite
good.
sure that I'm quite sure my other colleagues are doing great. Yeah, this is a sad moment for
Yeah.
us, and we want to extend our sympathy to the Yapazo family, and we pray that the soul of our dad rest in perpetual peace and light perpetual will shine upon him and all those faithful departed. We are in troubled times, and
Yes.
sometimes we say the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh, and so we cannot ask Him why, but we just want to say to the Yabazo family that they need to take solace in the Lord. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Jared.
you, Ambassador.
Uh, yeah, thank you, Jared, and thank you, Willie. I think it is it is saddening and a very sad time for the LCO and the Yakwazo's family for the loss of a father, uh, Edward Yakwazo. But at the same time, I also want us to use this time um, as a means of celebration for the kind of life that by LA. Any
Yeah.
one of us will want to emanate the good
Yeah.
examples of Father Edward Yabazu. As much as we mourn his death on one hand, we should also be celebrating his life on the other hand because he lived a very peaceful life that anybody could want to live. a very quiet man, a very dedicated and committed person, dedicated to his work. We know the level of work he did when he served as a program manager of the Lutheran World Federation, seconded by the Lutheran Church in Liberia. I think the marks are there. Today we have the Lutheran Development Service that is fully operational. It was because of his instrumentality that those things happened. We know what he did in the areas of relief and the kind of achievement he brought to the Lutheran community, most especially Liberia in large. When we were refugees, I remember historically some years back, and the Lutheran World Federation's moving from place to place, from one corner to the next. I mean, he touched many lives. I think we should be happy that we can also celebrate those good things that Payapazos brought. But on behalf of the team, I want to extend my deepest condolences to Zeso Yakbazwa, most especially our Reverend, um, who is part of this team, and all of his siblings for the loss of our dear father. May his soul and the soul of all the faithful departed rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Brother Jokai, how are you doing?
Hey, team, I'm okay. I'm doing fine. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, well, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, right. I'm doing fine, and I'm glad to be back here. Good, we are back after the IALC events in Liberia. Follow very closely, and I'd like to say thanks to Willie for ably representing the team. Um, you did extremely well, partnering with our colleague at ITV to bring everything to recall and to inform the rest of the world about happenings as they were unfolding. I thought that was quite significant. So thank you for that great contribution, and happy that you are back in the US. Thank God for safe return as well. We're very proud of you, Willie, and you know that. Um, I also wanted to add my voice to yours. That means Ambassador Idel and you, Willie, to extend my deepest sympathy to the family. Is like, extending sympathy to myself, because Papa Ed was my uncle, and so much that I learned from him. He was a shining example from our town, Bali. He lived very well, very successful. He brought up a very good family. Today, you can see that exhibited by the quality children that he has. They've all grown into the men and women that he trained them to be. They are now professional people, also having respected families and contributing significantly to the growth and development of our society. So, yes, it is time to celebrate the homegoing of this father of ours. And, he really lived an exemplary life. It's worth emulating. And I know we all have taken cue from that. So I just want to counsel my cousins, Zesta, Key, that's Emmanuel, and then Evelyn and the rest of the folks. That, hey, this is time for celebration for all of us. The homegoing of our dad. We are very proud because he lived a life, that's worth emulating, and society is very proud of him. So yes, it's good that we took up this time of our show to express our sympathies to the family. But again, it's good being back here, Ambassador. It's been a while, Abel. It's been a while. We haven't been on the show. The IALC took away everything. But I think it was worth doing. The contribution we made through Willie, I think, was quite significant. His presence, and I was joking with Willie today. We were in a phone conversation. I said to him, "I know people were closing doors before you when you were in Monrovia." Yeah, because I know the saying was like, "Oh, that's MLC coming right there. You gotta be careful. Close the door. You guys need to close the books. Nobody have any serious conversation with that man. MLC talk. Don't forget, he might be having some recording device in his pocket, or or he is wired. He is wired somehow. But again, folks, we just want to say that we are here to contribute to the growth and development of the church. I know this. I've always said this is a new phenomenon in the church. People are going to struggle with grappling with it. But at the end of the day, it's in the best interest of the church. People will be held accountable. People entrusted with different mandates. And then even the leadership, the national leadership. Imagine every month we got to bring the bishop here. Can you imagine that? Amen. An ambassador of the church has existed for the number of years. That has never happened in the Lutheran Church. We are bringing the bishop here, the law bishop of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. Every Sunday he agreed to sit with us here and to explain to Lutherans across the world what he is doing. And everyone has the opportunity to question him, that kind of evaluative approach I mean, this is great, and Lutheran should be proud of having such platform at this point in time, and we're very consistent, irrespective of all our individual engagements. I mean, very consistent. We are here and making sure that everything is okay. So, Willie, guys, I'm very pleased to be here for today's discussion.
Yeah. Speaking of the conference,
yeah, but Joe, guess what? You know, Willie was overly busy. Willie was overly busy when he was in Liberia. Trust me, I met Willie one time for 3 or 5 minutes.
Huh?
The guy was running everywhere. I mean, he was so overwhelmed and consumed by the international Lutheran conference to that extent that we could not even have a personal matter to discuss. So I look at the boy, I said, look, I need to free this guy. Let him touch base with everything.
That's quite interesting. There were some points in time I saw Willie carrying the different events live. I followed the other one very meticulously, the one at the Providence Island. I thought that was great also. He was carrying it. I watched it. It was true that I watched it, my Lutheran Connections. But Abel, let me ask this question. I haven't asked you before, and I will also ask Jerry. Abel, you and Jerry, you guys are back there. Jerry is not far from Monrovia. Abel, you are in Monrovia. How do people see you when you're talking to them? Do they really trust you? Do they really have, real conversations with you, thinking that they are safe? You guys, it's for you and Jerry, because Jerry is always in Monrovia too. Jerry, when people see you, what are some of the comments? What are the reactions? I really want to know, guys. You guys need to take some time off to talk to us about it. But Willie,
let me quickly react to that before Jerry comes in. Man, to be frank, in a real world, in a real sense, right? Speaking reality, there's no guarantee when we talk to anybody in terms of safety and security in this country. That's a fact. I mean, I'm not biting my word. I'm saying what I know and what I believe. That's why they have nothing to do with politics. Is real. I cannot guarantee, or no one can guarantee my statement that, oh, yeah, Liberia is safe. No, it's not. It's not. So, we're so glad when it was carried around.
Abel, I got you, and that's at the national level, but the security I was talking about from the individual standpoint, in the context of the MLC talk, within the Lutheran Church setting, when you talk to brothers and sisters of the Lutheran Church, no matter the parish they come from or the preaching point or wherever, are they free to really talk to you? Are they free to engage with you like they used to do before, given that you are part of my Lutheran connections? Thinking that probably you will want to share, or that's the point I was talking about.
There are misreactions. Some group believe in what we do, that is good, that would bring a kind of a visibility, information, dissemination to the church. But another group also believe that whenever we talk to them, we are like trying to collect information from them, to kind of spread it out. So there are misreactions between two different groups as I speak to you within the Lutheran setting, right? But as you regularly said, as time goes by, people get to understand that our intentions are good. We are not here to kind of a brain and bodies down. We are here to pull out the good informations that fully represents the Lutheran Church in Nigeria. And we were not going to be discussing this issue. We start going into developmental issues as well. What the Lutheran Church is doing, what the Lutheran Church is doing. Tonight, beginning with the bishops 100 day delay, I think that we can provide in advance suggestions and recommendations as to how the current leadership and the leadership of the Lutheran Church in Liberia can proceed further in making good their promises and those things that are necessary for the SCR.
Yeah. Ambassador, you want to comment or
No, I
okay?
mean,
Let me just
that
add my
is
voice, to Brother Lewis that um there are two group of people I would say currently in our church, and this is just my own observation. Those who believe that MLC Talk um is that channel in which you know the voices can be heard and they can hear from like two ends, the hearing, you know the listening in and the speaking in. So some people feel that through my Lutheran connections, especially like we have the bishop every month, that they can hear from our church directly. you know um then there are some people who think that bringing the church to the public. And in this day and age, talking about the advancement of technology, I don't see why our church shouldn't be, presented to her people. Instead, we should keep, the old order. But largely, I would say that a vast majority of people really do appreciate the work that we do. And when I first got on the compound, and during the conference, and a lot of people were just kind of referring to me as, oh, this is the connection, and this is the connection. So I mean, I took pride in it that people were not only recognizing me as Willie, but recognizing me as a Lutheran and my Lutheran connections. But colleagues, if you just allow me, and I know Brother Juka is just about to give us an invoice, but please, I just want to share this quickly. That also during the conference, that something big took place at the Lutheran Church in Liberia. It was the official launch of the Faith in Action for Climate Justice and Advocacy Group, that is now part of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. Our sister Kopo Sele, who is the director of this program, and myself, along with our church, the Lutheran Church in Liberia, we launched this program, and it was a wonderful event. We had the we had officially started a tree planting project, and the program was well attended. We had representatives from the government, the EPA, from the Forestry Development Authority. We also have representatives from the CBO, City Green, the CEO of Green Cities Incorporated was also in attendance, and a lot of other folks were in attendance as well. So our church is actually not sitting on the fence. And in Bishop's remark during the launching program, he he recorded that this is how they like our two signature programs in the church, the HIV and AIDS program and the trauma healing and reconciliation program. He said this is how these two programs started and set us far apart from a lot of our ecumenical friends, especially when you're talking about HIV and AIDS in Liberia. One of the names you're going to reference the Lutheran Church in Liberia. And when you're talking about trauma healing and reconciliation, talking about peace building in Liberia, the trauma healing and reconciliation program of the Lutheran Church in Liberia is also number one in the country. So this is the same path that the Faith in Action for Climate Justice is going to build on, and we are hoping that um, we will achieve those goals that we have all set. So I just wanted to throw that in, and but Joker, if you are writing an invoice, just send it to Couple Silly because she's the director. She's the director of the program.
I want to come in here.
Yeah, come in.
That is a very good question Joe asked.
Yeah,
An attempt to have an inclination of what was it like. I mean, in terms of going down and assessing, the ground. Joe, I can tell you, like the previous speaker said, I think this has expanded our government in the sense that we now have to be more responsible, we now have to be more respectable, and we got to also be cautious of what we do because uh, what I notice is that people recognize us. Some people who might not have known us
yeah,
now know us because of this platform. And so what we do represents the platform in a way, and it's something that we got to be mindful of. And then I would just tell you a joke. I mean, I was standing outside and we're waiting to enter because I think I went a little bit late with my kids, and there was some prayers going on. I think after the choir has bashed in, and later on, two persons came and passed me by, and then the other lady kept looking in my face. And then she turned around and said, Jerry? I know in that kind of so I said yes, Jerry, how can I help you? You mean Jerry from the Lutheran Connection?
This
So I said,
this
wow,
is serious.
this is how this Lutheran Connection now carrying us. So we think that a lot of people are not watching, but they're really watching. And what I take from there is that like I said, this platform should be the BBC or the VOA or the CNN for the Lutheran Church in Liberia. So everything we do, we got to make sure that we're professional. I just want to say that, but I think it's a very good platform. Thank you.
Excellent team. Great.
Correct.
I know
You
we
strike a
all.
point. Can you imagine? Can, yeah. Can you imagine? I went to do my registration for the conference. The guy doing the registration, they didn't recognize me as Abel Liwali from the Lutheran Church in Liberia or in Matthew Parish. But you still, they recognize me as Abel Liwali of the Lutheran Connections. Matthew look at
Murphy
me and say,
Anderson.
you from the Lutheran Connection? I say, my man, yeah. I said I didn't come to register as Lutheran Connections. I came to register as a participant of the conference. For matter of fact, I'm from St. Matthew Parish. And I was
That's
given
right.
an open invitation by the chairperson Mahdi to be here. And that's how the guy registered me. So folks, I mean, the whole connections thing is sticking to us now. No, it's our identity, So we need to make it more institutional as we speak.
This is quite interesting, and I like the feedback. The feedback as quite similar, even those who don't see us in person, but just talk to us by way of the phone. Sometimes they make mention of it, and ask you some questions and want to tell you exactly what their um, real feedback is. In terms of the positives and negatives, which is good. Yeah. So. But today is interesting. We have a roundtable. We've had roundtables before, and this is for our audience. So today specifically, we want to focus on where we are as a church. People can phone in. Willie is going to roll the numbers as early as possible. We will also just chime in on aspects of the activities of the leadership in terms of how they're doing. And we also want to get your feedback, you there, the audience. I see that Councillor Livingstone indicated that he's following. My understanding was that he's supposed to be sitting with us today. I don't know, Willie. Did we send him the link to have him join the conversation?
Um, I spoke with him directly on his phone, and but he was out by the time. So we're working on things. He will be joining us very shortly. He
Okay,
was
Yeah,
out.
that's not.
I'm living. I actually at the map today. Yeah, I met with him today. And yeah, you
Okay.
and I talk about the appearance. You know when
No.
he will be a service waking up want to see you. And he said, no, I'll be there tonight. But I just received a from him following. I don't know whether he will be able to join us at the show.
Okay.
If we cannot get him via the video, like the usual stuff, Joe, we could call. He can
Yeah.
join us that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. The fact that he suggested that he wants to join, so we are hoping that he can join us. But Jerry, that's a good suggestion. Just in case he doesn't, we can try to connect him by way of phone. That would be fine. The Bishop 100 days deliverables is quite important, but I think we just sort through it. Not so profoundly because we have to do the bishop justice. He needs to be sitting with us so that we can talk to him about his 100 days deliverables. Um, but for now, we can just jump in and sort through. And from what we know, our own understanding from the different conversations we've been having with him, even though we haven't gotten an update from him for some time now, but I think we can sort through the 100 days deliverables. I see evangelism, what they intended to do for the 100 days. I see good governance and stewardship, what they intended to do. I see also health and education, how they intended to go about it to achieve that financial sustainability, which is a critical subject, when it comes to the growth and development of the Lutheran Church, even settling down as a leadership and being able to proceed with a good financial sustainability plan or strategy and to make that work, to make that operational. Where they are, I don't know. I'm not sure. All of us on the show here do know, but we have some conversations about steps that they intended to take, to actualize these things, the results and outcomes. So we can start the ball rolling. Maybe we should start talking about evangelism, where they are.
But Joe, before we talk about going into the specifics, like you want to proceed, I just wanted to know. I mean, if Joe, you could help, or Willie, or Abel, that would be great. Looking at the topology of or the structure here, I'm concerned about that column that has to do with result and outcome. Are they suggesting, because deliverable will mean that you plan to do this, you've done it? Are they suggesting that those are the results already for the 100 days, or
I'm not sure.
are they suggesting that that's the result futuristically? That I don't know, because I got some questions here. And so, Joe, maybe you could help Willie or Abel, any one of you. Are they futuristically saying this, or results have been obtained within 100 days?
I can tell you that just from my program or project management experience, this log frame here is futuristic. They are not saying here in the result and outcome column that these are accomplishments. Rather, this would be considered futuristic, something that they intended to achieve, and what the outcome will be if they implemented all the activities that they see here, that they outline here. It doesn't show that this constitute accomplishments. Otherwise, if they leave it like this, they're going to still create a confusion. Somebody who reading it and don't know exactly where they are will not get an understanding of whether or not it's futuristic or something that has been done already. So yeah, that's
So Joe, in the introduction, sorry for cutting it off, but in the introduction there, at the last paragraph, they say the pillars below reflect Right Reverend Bishop G. Victor Padmo's 100 days deliverable action plan.
Right.
So I know, and you're talking about being programmatic. My point here is deliverable action plan. Uh, uh, and they gave a time frame to say 100 days. What's the benchmark? When are we starting to count the 100 days? Where are we in the 100 days? As the 100 days ended, I mean, these are things we need to understand because you talk about 100 days deliverable, and then you come out now to say 100 days deliverable action plan,
Right.
so the
Right.
way it is written, it creates, for me, it creates some form of confusion, and there where we need to, like you correctly stated, maybe get the bishop so we have some discussion around this, but we can still go into it. But I mean, you can already see the confusion from the introduction there. And
So
so we
so
want to know what's the benchmark, where the 100 days starts from, as the 100
so,
days ended. It's
so
still in the
ambassador. So, Ambassador, I mean, I got your point, and you made valid. You really made valid points. But here's the thing: this is a plan. This is not a report. It's not the 100 days report. So, I wouldn't even think that I'm going to confuse myself with the dictions that they use, because this is a plan. This is how they wanted to proceed for 100 days. For 100 days, what are the things they wanted to achieve? They wanted to do an adjustment in evangelism strategy. And what they wanted to achieve from that was an amalgamated national Sunday school department, a well organized national Sunday school curriculum. That's what they wanted to achieve for the 100 days. But this is not what they have achieved from this plan. This is just their plan that we have. We are fortunate to get a plan by this time. This is something we should have gotten. And I think when it started, when Bishop was, coronated, um, uh, pastor, one of the pastors sent me this 100 days plan. I have to admit that he actually shared this with me. So that's how come I know that this is the plan. This is not the 100 days accomplishment report, for us to know what was achieved and what was not achieved. So let's take it as the plan that they made from the outset that they want to achieve. So that's why from the outset of this conversation, I said it's good to have the bishop sitting, and it's good for us to have their 100 days deliverable report, because there's certainly going to be a report. You cannot make a plan. This is strictly programmatic. You cannot make a work plan or an action plan without a report on the status of the plan that you have. So until we can have the report, it's going to be difficult to realistically discuss each of these activities, milestones that they propose in their plan that they will achieve. So, like I said, we can just sort through it. We can just sort through it based on what we know from the conversations we had with the bishop, previous conversations, and conversation we had with some of his lieutenants, the people in charge of different programs. So that we get to talk about it in a way that suggests that they've been proceeding well based on different aspects. But for now, we will have to have a report, go through the report, read the report, and know exactly what they have achieved. The report will constitute indicators to prove that. Yes, where they say they accomplished certain things, certain activities, the report will indicate that. There has to be an indicator to show. So if you say evangelism and that's what you want to do, and you want to amalgamate National Sunday School Department, they will need to know from the Sunday School Department, the National Sunday School Department, whether or not that structural adjustment was made, and whether or not we have real people, put there based on the adjustment. And we need to know those people, and we need to know what they are doing. That is a classic example of what the results will look like. So we really need that. We need that. But for now, we can just sort through based on the milestone. And one of the
Yeah,
milestones
but
is
Joe, realistically speaking, I understand the point you're laying out, and and they are very germane. I know that you're saying that we're still talking about the plan, but firstly, can we situate ourselves in a way that maybe I won't say preempt, but in a way that we can be able to get our viewers to understand. If any of you know, when is the 100 days expected to end? When did it start? And do we know? Do we know? Can we attempt to help our viewers, our audience, or we still need to wait for the bishop to come?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not
That- that-
suggesting. I'm not saying the bishop should come, ambassador. Or the clarification I'm providing is that what we have right now, it is not the 100 days report to point to
I know,
what
I know, I
and what
know.
the day. What
I
we
know.
have.
I'm just saying. I'm
So the
just
question
saying. Let us try to help our viewers.
yes,
If
the
we can,
question
if we can
about when the
yes.
100 days started, for me,
Yes.
I would think that the 100 days started as of the day the bishop was coronated. That was the
Yeah.
beginning,
All right.
because that very
Very
day
good.
he might have started taking actions. His leadership might
Very
have
good.
started taking actions as of the day he was coronated. Willie, I don't remember the exact date, but we should count 100 days after that day and be able to determine the length of the 100 days. And Jerry is right. To proceed with the conversation, we need to first get that clear. That the 100 days started from this day, the day of the coronation, and to this day, the 100 days ended. And then we should also be seeking a report on the 100 days deliverable, because what the leadership did, I'm not sure previous leaderships have done it. I was not around for a long time to know whether or not previous leaderships actually crafted 100-day deliverables and distributed across the church. That's a huge level of openness. I'm not sure they did it. So with this 100 days deliverables that they did, they also have a responsibility to all of us, to the church, to come back and say, from our 100 days deliverables, this is our report. And these are the reports should be able to say, these are the things that we achieve, and these are the things that we did not achieve. Right.
Yeah, quickly, Bijo, if we're going by the 100 days plan,
Right.
I think we should have received the report in November, because
Right.
it started from July to August, September, October.
Right.
That's 90. Then 10 days in November. So by
Right.
the second week, beginning the second week of November and on to now, and we are now in May. So it's way past 200 days.
Mhm.
I would say, yeah, way
Okay,
past 200 days.
wonderful. So, Sister Goya, I saw a comment. You want to post Sister Goya's comment up because
Yes, he got some comments
right,
here. Okay,
it's directed at me. He says, I just put off his comment. Let me address that quickly.
is it the one that he's
Joe,
okay?
Joe,
Confusing.
All
Joe,
right,
Joe,
he says, Josiah, you are
can I come
confusing
in?
me.
Can I come in
Let me
quickly?
just clarify Sister Goya's concern. What is the focus of today's program? So, Sister Goya, I don't know what point in time you joined the conversation, but this is what I would say. Today's program is roundtable. We don't have a specific topic. One of the issues that we thought to touch on is to look at the bishop's 100-day plan and where they are. And my suggestion is that we cannot profoundly or realistically discuss where they are in the absence of a report from their 100 days deliverable. The plan. What we have with us is a plan, it's not a report. The plan that was crafted when the leadership took office, that's the plan that was shared with us. We don't have a report yet, so there is nothing there to confuse anybody. Is the plan that we have. So what we're trying to do here is to situate ourselves properly. And the way we can do that is to receive the report, even though it been months since the 100 days deliverable period expired. But unfortunately, we did not get any report as to whether or not those deliverables were achieved. We need that report. So we will look at that report prior to the bishop coming. And when the bishop comes to sit with us, we will discuss his 100 days deliverables with him. I hope I made my.
I think Abel wanted to come in.
So
Yeah.
you can come in, Abel. I just wanted to clarify, Sister Koya.
Sure, absolutely.
All right. Abel, you can come in.
Thank you, Joe. I think the 100-day plan that we have portrayed on the platform is a plan. It's like when you read a project proposal. In the project proposal, you're going to have what we call the MAE framework, right? That's a logical framework that we kind of serve as a very essential tools for future evaluation. Now,
Mhm.
the 100 days plan that the bishops came up with, it has been portrayed, but we haven't gotten any reports as to how the 100-day deliverables were actually achieved, right? So as you
Excellent.
rightly said, until
Yep.
we get the bishops coming to tell us that we presented to you a plan, which is the 180 days of our deliverables.
Right.
That is what we've done. That is what we did. That is what was left undone. So that's about the 100-day deliverables in concept. I think the issue of 100-day deliverables is just a concept, right? It is a concept, and it's often related to a due of concentrated period of time for setting goals and making progress in achieving results. The whole concept kind of started first by Franklin D. Roosevelt as U.S. President of the United States. He passed a numerous laws and implemented policies in his 100 days in 1933 in response to the Great Depression. So
Right.
from that time up to present time, leaders, be it in politics, in business, in relationship, to come up with 100 days. Bishops plan. So at all what we know, and we gave him the benefit of the doubt. The day he appears on his able to tell us of my administration what we were not able to achieve. And that could be report to the attention to know that the best administration a hundred. So where they are now,
Abel,
so
I think Abel is I
we
think
can
experiencing some
Yeah,
technical issue.
about it.
Even
Yeah,
network
the
is
network.
fluctuating. But Joe, I want to jump in there.
Yeah,
Joe,
but
I want to jump in there.
ambassador, just before
Yeah.
you come in, let me say this. I there is no reason to go back and forth here. Especially with Cecil Goya's comment, we have just said exactly what Cecil Goya is trying to paraphrase in a different form. We have said that we have said that what we have is a plan. It is not the outcome of the implementation of the 100-day deliverables. That should be clear and very simple to understand. That's what we have said. We don't have that. We are aware that months have passed since the 100 days expired. Meanwhile, we do not have the report yet. And we say it is fair enough for the bishop to provide us the report for us to review ahead of time and sit with the bishop during his hour to discuss the 100-day deliverables implementation outcome. That's when we will discuss it. We are not discussing the plan here as though it was just hash. No, the plan was not just hash. The plan was hash when the bishop was committing to the process. And we talk about it a lot on this show. Now we want to know what the outcome is. To do that realistically and properly and to be fair and just to the bishop, we need the report, which we will get. We will review and prepare ourselves and sit with the bishop, and the bishop will explain to us what his achievements are, what his achievements were, what the entire outcome is. That's exactly what we are talking about here on the show. There is nothing to confuse anybody here. The other thing I wanted to say is the historical background laid out by Abel, how the concept was conceived. But it is no longer a concept when a bishop or a leader, whether at the national level or organizational level, comes out at the outset of their leadership and say, these are the things that we achieve in 100 days, that becomes a commitment. So the 100 days deliverables is a set of commitments. It's a set of commitments from the bishop. So we will be sitting with the bishop to know exactly what were those milestones that they achieved during the 100 days period based on their commitment, and what they did not achieve. That's exactly what we would do. So, Ambassador, you can come in. I just wanted to provide a final clarification, for our audience.
Okay.
And then we can jump onto the IALC when you are done.
Yeah, okay. So, what I wanted to say, Joe, is that I think Sise Goya, as a firebrand person and an intellectual himself, always liked to ensure that he helps to put things in perspective. But I'm not too sure we are confusing anybody. Says if we did not even take the time to remind the bishop by flagging the plan, reminding him of these commitments today, perhaps we won't be talking about getting them ginger up to say, okay, we are going to make sure that we give reports. We also understand that's the reason why asking that question rhetorically to say when the 100 days began and when did we start to count, and we say coronation, it was to also give an insight to our viewers that, look, we are all aware that the 100 day has expired, and there is a need now for the bishop and his team to start providing for us, not us on the platform, but the Lutheran Church in Liberia, a kind of report so that we can be able to understand how far they went with their commitment, what were achieved, what were the challenges, and what are the prospects moving forward. So Cece, we just also wanted to let you understand that these are some of the issues we are looking at. We understand that a lot of people now, in the church, looking up to the Lutheran connections to try to see we can weave in the issue of the report so that these things can be discussed. And I'm very sure with the kind of bishop we have and availing himself to the platform and having a whole hour, and every time bishop have not one day on the bishop hour designated end of his lieutenant. Joe, I cannot remember.
Absolutely, you are right, Jerry.
None of his lieutenant. Bishop himself had come, and Bishop does not look like a person who is afraid to come and talk to his his flocks. So, Sise, we understand how you want to sharpen the contradiction, as we can see in the political realm.
Provided there exists, with a caveat that provided there exists.
But we just want to let you know. We highlighted it so the bishop can be aware that, look, my Lutheran connection is also tracking, and now the 100 day has ended. We want to get a report so that we can start the conversation around that. Yeah, that is what I wanted to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
so will they come in? Yeah, Willie, you can come in because we've left the ILC is.
I want to go back to the ILC.
Yeah, so let's finish this and go to the ILC, and so you can tell us, and we can also weave in terms of those great things that happen. Yeah.
Right. So another great thing that happened during the ILC is that the Upper Swaziland Senate of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, the ELCA, our partner senate, recognized partner senate of the ELCA, reaffirmed her commitment. And this is the documentation right here. Sorry that for all of you folks, the documentation is right here. Bishop Craig Miller signed on behalf of the Upper Swaziland Senate, and also the Reverend Karen Ward. Both of them signed on behalf of the Upper Swaziland Senate of the ELCA. And our bishop, the Reverend Dr. G. Victor Patmo, and the Reverend Tito Johnson. He called himself the biggest pastor, the biggest in the LCL. Both of them signed on behalf of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. I think this is this is a significant development. I mean, something great that came out of this IALC conference that, worth noting. And I will just show some of the pictures as well. You can see during the signing ceremony. This was when Bishop Patmo signed on behalf of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. This is the Reverend Karen Ward. Karen Ward is from the Upper Swaziland Synod of the Lutheran, the ELCA. And this was when Bishop Craig Miller is a new bishop of the Upper Swaziland Synod. And also, this is Pastor Pastor Johnson, Tito Johnson. I just want to say something a little bit quickly about this story. The story you see right here on Bishop Patmo. As a veteran acolyte, you will see that this store on the right hand side, this store, by the way, was a gift from the Upper Swaziland Synod directly to the Lutheran Church in Liberia, specifically for our bishop, the Reverend Dr. Patmo. On the right side of this store, you will see preach, teach, and heal, the three pillars of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. And then on the right side, you have the pillars of the Upper Swaziland Synod. And as the program goes by, I'll be showing you some other pictures that we have. And to our viewers, once you go on to ILC2023.org, just click on media, you will see a lot of the photos that we have on there. And if you want to watch some of the videos, you also have the link to my Lutheran Connections, because my Lutheran Connection was providing coverage for the entire program. So I just wanted to highlight this, and I think this is a major and a very significant event that took place during IALC.
Wow.
Joe, before you jump in, before you jump in,
to you
will get some of us chance who are on the ground, so we can spirit fill you.
No, Ambassador, I was not even coming in. I was throwing it over to you. I was sending it over to you because I know you guys were on the ground.
But look. Let me be frank. And Willie will throw a little more light on it. The opening of the entire conference, Joe, it was very, very fantastic. I must tell you, it was very, very fantastic. I enjoyed it, and look, I enjoyed every moment from the singing, the reading. It was just a kind of special inspiration. But what I enjoy most is that bishop, that lady, Joe. I mean, Willie, you will have to tell me a little more of that lady.
Yeah, I will talk about her. Yeah,
you guys capture part of
she's not only lyrical. She's not only lyrical. She's not only sentimental. She does not only know how to mesmerize you, but the lady knows how to use the midwifery approach and take from in you that dead spirit. And every time she says things, she what was the statement she used? She said that spirit in me, that spirit in me, So she's trying to say that sometimes she goes haywire, and don't mind how we see her going the way she's going, because I mean she as an individual, can get the spirit, and the spirit can lead her to a level that nobody can expect. And she really preached. She talked about the Lutheran Church. She talked about our mission. She talked about the reason why we are a family. She talked about the reason why we need to assemble and encourage ourselves to move the church forward. Look, she hit every aspect of what we need to know as Christians and what we need to do as a church. And I really enjoy her. And then I saw one wonderful thing I enjoyed at the offering time, where I stayed there up to the offering time, and we gave our offering, Joe, and I love the part that they say give Pastor Reverend Gono. She said, give not grudgingly,
Grudgingly.
no necessity.
Yeah.
For God love a cheerful giver. And you can see everybody moving to cheerfully give, you
Yeah.
know, into the basket, dancing. And guess what? I saw our Bishop Emeritus. I
Mhm.
saw Reverend Dr. Dennis. I saw our big sister, Mother Marie Reeves, Cape, and many other persons there dancing, going to the basket. And then I left from there because I couldn't end the service. I was in search of Willie, and somebody told me, say, Willie was somewhere I needed to go find him. So after the preaching, you know, I had to leave. But when I came outside, I mean, I hugged Reverend Dr. Dennis, shook Bishop Emeritus' hand, and Bishop Padmore recognized me. He just looked at me like, my man, I hope you are not leaving. And I bowed to him, and I left in search of Willie. I couldn't find Willie. But look, Joe, it was so unique. I mean, I want to thank the organizer. I want to thank Reverend Dr. Jala. I want to thank the bishop. I want to thank those that were on the ground that organized it. I want to thank Mother Maria Reeves and Dr. Dennis and her team and his team from that end. Look, the thing was well organized. And not forgetting Willie wearing 2 hats. I will not forget about you too, Bo. You know, but it was well organized. And I hope we will be able to get some of these opportunities to come to us again, Willie. But Willie, you got to tell me about that pastor, that lady, that lady. You got to tell me where she's from.
Yeah, really, that's what I was asking.
This is
who is that lady?
Okay, so this is the bishop of the SIPA, the Southeastern Pennsylvania Synod. This is the bishop, the Reverend Patricia Davenport. She is the boss of Dr. Dennis, the president of Aliyah. You know, I mean, it was just a little bit that you saw of Bishop Davenport. Speaking of, you know, trying to go into a little bit of biology, talking about, you know, bringing that maternity aspect out of her, you know. But I would tell you that Bishop Davenport, when it comes to Liberia, she needs no invitation. This is her second time visiting Liberia. And when we took them to the Providence Island, she was moved to learn that the Providence Island was once named Pennsylvania Island, and she's from the state of Pennsylvania. So she was moved by that. And Bishop Davenport is the first female bishop, black bishop, to be elected in the ELCA. And she's the vice president of the Conference of Bishops in the ELCA. She's very powerful in the Lord, powerful in strength. I mean, she is powerful, this lady, the Bishop Patricia Davenport. So she was honored. I mean, gifts keep flying from all over, you know.
That's what I was laughing. Brother Josh, please call. I know he just did this intentionally to distract us.
To distract yeah. So yes,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
So this is the bishop, the Reverend Patricia Davenport, and I can tell you that we are going to have Bishop Davenport on our show. You know, this is the Lutheran Connections,
right?
MLC Talk.
Willie, before you go far, I don't want to lose my thought. Before you go far, Willie, I met Bishop Port in 2015 at the Great Gathering. At the Great Gathering in Baltimore. Yes, she was there. She's a firebrand. I interacted with her because I had a major role to play in terms of doing a presentation on.
I remember that event. Yeah.
Yes, on the educational sector in Liberia and how, you know, Aliyah will leverage that information. So I interacted with her, you know, significantly, and I know the kind of person she is. She is a firebrand, and she likes to get things done, which is good. Yeah, so I'm so glad that we have personalities like that at the IALC. Man, you guys, Willie and Ambassador, You guys just making me jealous more, you know.
And Bijo, I would just quickly mention some names quickly. Okay.
Oh, Willie, the Bishop. You would need to
we-
talk about this a little bit. Bishop is following and he's thanking us, but let's use the time since Bishop just commented.
I will use the time. Bijo, can you give me the opportunity? I want to make a comment to our bishop. You know, and I will
don't
tell
make
you.
any comment that will implicate me. That's all.
No. It will not implicate. I mean,
I
see,
myself, I plead the
No.
fifth. I hope it will not.
no. Don't plead the fifth. Don't plead the fifth yet. Don't plead the fifth yet. You know, on Friday, the 21st of April, after
Yeah.
we had our launching program,
Right.
on Friday evening, we all got, we all went to the airport, line up all of the vans and everything. We got to RIA.
Hey, Willie, wait. Abe is saying something here. Abe, are you on?
Oh, yes, Joe.
I have been appointed as director of the Lutheran Training Institute. What?
Hold on.
You joking?
It's
Wait.
chairman.
Chairman of the board.
Chairman of the board. That's significant.
Congratulations.
Chairman of the board of directors.
Wow.
Of the Lutheran Training Institute, LTI.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Congratulations.
The Lutheran Training Institute is the heartbeat of Bishop Spamo.
Amen.
Is
That's why
the bishop attempting to implicate the MLC talk?
No, gentlemen, we will have another time to take on a whole topics on this as to what we can do and what we will do in revamping the Lutheran Training Institute. But there's a breaking news. Let's continue to discuss.
Oh my goodness.
So let's go back to the bishop, please. And you know, so when we all gather at the airport, usually at the scheduled flight time arrival is at 7:20 for SM Brussels to Liberia. So about 7 p.m. So I just quickly went into my research mode and I decided to track the flight. Unfortunately, the flight was 2 hours delayed from Brussels. So I was like, okay, as an acolyte, I need to see how I can approach the bishop on this, because if we are saying 2 hours delay, now it's after 7, and if the plane should be arriving like around 9:10, then it means that we're leaving from here no later than 11 or 12, going through security and everything. But anyway, I try to approach the bishop and I advised him. I said, Bishop, it will be good that if you can go home, we will receive your guests. We will receive the guests and we'll, come on the compound. You can receive them tomorrow. You can meet them tomorrow. And the bishop told me, he said, Willie, I'm not even listening to that. He said, I need to stay here and receive my guests. Anytime they come, they are my guests. I'm going to receive them. The bishop was up until after 11 p.m. in Liberia. He was on the tarmac to receive all of his guests. They all arrived. We got on a convoy. We headed to Liberia. Sorry, not Liberia, but Monrovia. And I also want to use this occasion to say a big thank you to Reverend Dr. Thomas Jala. He did extremely well. We were there when it comes to logistics, transportation, and everything. They had it uncovered. But I mean, this is just a personal thank you to Bishop Patmo to be up late at that time. You will see a young man like me will stay up, but being up at that time, it just showed the level of commitment and the interest that our church, the Lutheran Church in Liberia, shows, in hosting the International African Lutheran Conference. I just wanted to reference that.
But Willie, are you surprised?
No.
You forgot that the bishop was the one that led the delegation to the LTI with the collars and were cutting. And all
I actually forgot because he's an old man. He's an old man.
All the young boys were, including the kid who is the SG, were running behind him and say, "Oh, Bishop gone, Bishop gone."
That's wonderful, Willie. Willie, you and I talk about that on the phone. You highlighted it specifically the role the bishop played there, his instrumentality. That is leadership right there. That is leadership. And I think the bishop has demonstrated this in several ways, but the one that really caught my attention has to do with making himself available. Ambassador Abel, Willie, making himself available to sit. I mean, to the public, to the entire Lutheran Church, because people have access to him across the world through this medium.
Yeah.
To come and be able to account, for the things he has been entrusted with to do. So I think that's a great job that the bishop is doing, and we should all try to encourage him. Notwithstanding, we will always do our best to remind the bishop and his leadership wherever we believe that things are not going right. Absolutely. It's right that servant leadership, we're talking about is scarce. That's true. And when you find somebody exhibiting that, it's good to talk about it. It's good to acknowledge it as a way of encouraging them, motivating them to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah.
But
I just wanted to indicate that, Willie, that we are not surprised because of that. We talk with the bishop almost every month. Bishop, you're thanking Willie, but Willie did not want to say on the show. I got to know about it before the show. He talked to me about it on the phone because we had a lengthy conversation, and I'm really proud of you again. That makes me prouder as a Lutheran, to always come here, make the time always, and to contribute just as my colleagues are doing. This is significant. But Willie, our brother Sunday George, big brother Sunday George, is trying to accuse us here indirectly. He says he's asking us, didn't they sign agreements? During their time? Is it the only agreement? So I want you to display that. I want you to display that photo again, Ambassador. Maybe Sunday George will be motivated to ask additional question, or he might get on the phone.
At the time, Sunday George in office, my Lutheran connection.
My Lutheran connection when I hear existence. Brother George, I'm not the one who said that. Brother George is Willie. Maybe you should go back to that agreement, Willie. I want you and Jerry to talk about that agreement a little bit in terms of.
Where is that agreement?
That's the agreement.
Abel, that agreement, Willie. I don't know if there is an important portion because that would be significant.
Okay, we got a call coming in. And this call is from the Healer One. This call is from Healer One. Healer One is on the line.
Please increase the volume.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
We're doing great, Brother George. Good to have you on. How about yourself? How you doing? How's everything?
Well, man, God is in control, and we are good by the grace of God.
Wonderful.
So
here we are.
Let me look my own job. Every guy owns, so let me look at my own job too.
Good thing Bishop is listening to you. Good thing Bishop is listening to you.
Listen. For me, Bishop Patmo is not a strange man to me, right? He had been with us from our youth days. These were the people that stood by us, that by our voices when we were on camp, when we were at retreat. So he's not strange to me. I know his potential. I know what he's capable of doing if he wants to do it. I like to encourage him that, God just taught him some lessons to be patient, to wait on his time. Because when that time comes, the heavens will come down to your level. So you can see that things that have not been happening before, like tiny commitments, they all have become to fall in place. It's a great deal that he's doing. And I'm so much thankful to him and his wife. Because we gotta thank the woman too, brother, because the woman gotta let her man be going up and down to do an administrative job. And she's still there waiting. So mama, thank you too. You did well. Bishop, you and your family, thank you so much. But I'll also like to, remind you that Liberia is at a critical road, just as I told you. If you listen to the politics, the way it's being played, it's that Liberia is going back to those dark days. The politicians are there for themselves. They used to say for country. But since the appointment of the VP slot from the Unity Party, he has turned everything upside down. If you follow the national landscape, you will see the deceit, the fallacy, the backbiting. It's not good for our politics. And God forbid, if anything happens, the church will not be exempt from it.
Yeah.
We know the Lutheran Church has had power before. It has led national movement. The whole women movement started from the Lutheran Church with the Lutherans, and then it spread up to the other congregations and the other sister churches. So I think we need to pay attention to it as a nation. We can't go back to those days. It wouldn't be good for us all. Thank you so much, Bishop. I followed the conference in and out. I think you did remarkably well for the first term. For just a few days. Concerning the 100 days deliverables, I think we will just be discussing activities implemented, because in 100 days, it's difficult for you to begin to now examine the outcome, because the outcome is on a greater level. It has to go for like few, it depends on the activity. It has to go for like a year or so that we can begin to evaluate the excessive dose, how it has multiplied, the multiplicable effect of those activities. Maybe we need to measure them from a long way. So thank you, Bishop. I'm so much proud of you, but I'm not so surprised, because I know you can do it. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you for the show, Willie.
Yeah.
Thank you. You did well in Liberia. Thank you. I follow you personally, and then I follow you programmatically. Joe, Sarah, you were there. Mr. Ambassador, you missed my appearance on your show.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe I need to go back to ask the women chairman, to ask the women president, how is it in the institution since the elections, so that it can bring us up to speed also. Thank you so much from my end. And this is what I have to say. Thanks a lot. And I appreciate
Bishop also extended his appreciation.
Why you gotta single me out to
He
say?
also
Why you
extended
gotta
his
single me out to
appreciation to
say
you.
sorry? I know where you're going, and then we leave that for another day.
I don't want to comment on that thing, because you know they live in Liberia, and he has gone to the local levels and even the communities. Once you come from America, the American people know you, they behind you. So, big yo, bye
bad. Listen, there's a deal I want.
I like the comment trend. I like the comment pattern. I like the comment pattern. Brother George, asked us the interesting question, and then he got on the phone, and then he shifted a little bit, talking about the current state of affairs in the country, politics, and then Josh Toto says no politics here, and then Sister Goya came back laughing. So I'm just trying to say, those are the
Look, Joe. Let me tell you something.
Right.
Look, Joe. The Lutheran Church is rich with human resource development. Look, we got so much. You can call them members of the class of intelligentsia. These guys, So when I see George Toto, when I see Brother George, who just called, when I see all of these colleagues that have been following and still following, I really admire our church. And what I think we need to do is to harness, what we have. Instead of us spending more time looking at things that are dividing us, let us spend more time to look at things that can unite us and put us together.
Absolutely.
Because I don't care what we do. I don't care what we do.
Power.
Yeah. I don't care what we do. It is the church. It is us who will make our Lutheran church a great church in Liberia.
Yeah.
You understand?
Absolutely.
We thank the guys that came from the Americas to support in diverse ways. But Joe, I can tell you, pick up that momentum and pay attention to things that will put us together. Now you're talking about LUL. It coming into full swing. Joe, you've been giving some serious and Bishop cannot and stop thinking and other members who are trying. Aliyah coming in to also support the support from the women, from the men, giving stakes to rehabilitate Phoebe, to bring her back to pre-war status. We talk about current hospital and all of these other issues that they coming together. And you can see that with the leadership of Bishop Padmo, being an arrowhead, coming up to say, look, I will take the initiative, I will do this, no matter what. People see and say, okay, look, I will follow. I'm so positively charged tonight. I'm so hyperactive. I think you guys can see it. And
right,
I think that's the spirit we need to garner so that we can
right. Yeah. That's the power of positivity. The power of positivity. Look at Sister Goya's comment. That's the power of positivity. When we are positive, as Jerry was saying, thinking about ways in which we can unite the church, ways in which we can help each other, ways in which we can build each other, ways in which we can contribute to the overall growth and development of the church. People will always think positively because they're thinking about things they can do to support, not to devour or not to break down. So yeah, we will always see positive stuff coming up. Willie, we will come over to you. I know you have an announcement to make, and then after that, you can recognize our viewers for today. Let's look at some of the comments and so forth.
Ibe wanted to say something too.
Ibe, let Ibe come in before we go. Sorry, Ibe. Ibe, I'm sorry. Congratulations, Ibe. Hey, the chairman of the board of directors.
Chairman of the board.
Right here with
the board chair is here.
Man, we were discussing.
You married it, my man. You married it. You deserve it. You can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. But one thing that struck me actually during the conference was the whole focus on my proposed Lutheran University. I attended a dinner where we were raising money. Jerry, I'm sorry, I couldn't see you guys. I couldn't see you at the opening of the conference because I was there. I registered. I couldn't see you. I couldn't see Will at the opening of the conference. Anyway, that's not the point I want to make. The point making is that.
Oh no, Ibe, please wait. Ibe, please wait. Did you say that at the fundraising dinner you did not see the ambassador?
No, I didn't see the ambassador.
But the ambassador was at the other event. Only the fundraising dinner he didn't go to.
Well, I was also at the
proceed. Internet problem. Joe, what happened?
I was at the opening of the conference and I didn't see the ambassador as well.
Problem. I understand. Go ahead.
Anyway, that's not the point. The point I want to strike, because something struck me, was the whole issues about the proposed Lutheran University. At that dinner, when I saw Lutherans at that hours of the night, 9 to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the night, Lutherans turning out at the darkest hour to support a very important initiative that gets towards establishing a Lutheran university. I was sitting at the back of the entire process, at the entire program to observe. And I would just imagine, I say, but Bishop Pamo is a blessed bishop because he has an open heart. For the fact that he got an open heart and he loved the church, like any of us, God definitely going to want to endure his leadership to do great things. So there were contributions. People were buying tickets for 150 United States dollars, just to enter the hall. I purchased $50 ticket, and somebody said, "You, that's why we put you at the back." I say, even if I pay $200, I will still sit at the back because my entire life I've been sitting at the back to observe and to understand what is happening in the front. But first, it was an interesting occasion. And on Monday, during the formal opening of the conference, all of the speakers that spoke, they spoke about the Lutheran universities. There was a Black American guy from Atlanta. I think Wale should know him best. The
Yeah.
guy, the presentation was overwhelmed, and I could see his parking examples at Total Lutheran Lutheran missions, the Phoebe and the Corinth Lutheran hospitals, and the Lutheran College of Health Sciences. I could see the College of Agriculture and Engineering at the Lutheran Training Institute and all of this. So, first, I just wanted to bring this that this conference going to have an immeasurable mark on the Lutheran Church in Liberia, and with the openness of our bishops and his enthusiasm and his welcoming support toward this whole process, I guess it's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. The bishop is embracing everything positive. Lutherans from anywhere, no matter your status. Once you have good ideas for the forward march of the church, the bishop embraces you with open arms. I can attest to that because we engage with the bishop. Anytime you call the bishop, he's ready to pick up the phone at night, in the day, whenever. Even if he's not ready, he will pick up the phone and tell you, "Can I please call you at this time? Can we talk at this time?" That is leadership. So, Bishop, we want to say thank you very much. We continue to be committed to promoting the activities of the leadership, promoting in a way that we will let Lutherans across the world know exactly what is happening within the Lutheran Church, which is important for our growth and development. Willie, you want to take it from there to recognize our viewers and some of the comments and questions?
Yeah. Quickly. So I know when I go to the comments and we'll be wrapping from there. But Bijo, if you can just give me just probably just a minute, I just want to reference the Reverend Lomax Wells. The Reverend Lomax Wells, I think you've met him before. Lomax Wells is the executive director of Lutheran colleges and universities within the United States. Because of the importance of this conference and the blessing of God for the Lutheran University, Reverend Lomax Wells flew to Liberia within 3 days and he was out. But he had to attend the conference because of the Lutheran University. So I'm saying this to show the connection that God is creating, making it possible that we can have these connections with other partnering with other universities out here in the US. For example, my cousin Cesar Guia is even volunteering 1 year sabbatical that he would not even be paid from his job here in the US. His family will also be affected, but he's willing to go and serve. So I mean, this shows how one day we're gonna get there, and God, once we just leave everything with God, but God is gonna do what he says he's going to do for us. There's a song that says that God is going to do what he says he will do for us. So I mean, I was just actually moved by that someone would travel to Liberia for 3 days. He arrived in Liberia on Saturday, he stays Sunday, Monday. After his remarks on Monday, he had to leave Liberia because he had another important engagement here in the US. So he flew to Liberia just for 3 days and he was out of Liberia. And then the other person that Brother Abel talked about from Atlanta here is the Reverend Derek Rice. Reverend Derek Rice is the director of the Lutheran Center here in Atlanta, Georgia, and he also made that trip. And there were a lot of people. The Reverend Dr. Panamaka from the the Asian Pacific Lutheran Lutheran group, as we have the African, the African Nationals group. The Reverend Dr. Panamaka was also part of that trip, and a whole lot of other people. The Reverend Dr. Joseph Boko, okay, with Joseph Boko appear on the show. He was on that trip as well. So a lot of great things happening in Liberia. I know we don't have much time, but it was a very successful conference that we held, and that was held in Liberia. And I just want to speed the beans quickly that 2025 is in South Africa, so start to get ready. With that being said, I will just run quickly to our viewers. All right, so the Councilor Livingstone, he's following. We have one of our viewers here, Nalom Matson from on our YouTube channel. My cousin Cesar Goya, and we all see Cesar Goya have been following us. Dr. George Toto, I'm referencing you today, so please do not charge me, okay? Dr. Toto, and he was thanking Bishop. He thanked Bishop. And
No, Dr. Toto got important information there. Let's go back to that comment. He did
the first one.
Membership. Let's look at that.
Okay, yeah. He said, I visited Peaceful Lutheran Church today on Dupo Road. I have transferred my long-time membership, St. Peter's membership, to Peaceful Dupo Road. I think that's what he meant. Dupo Road.
Okay,
and
that's a
I
Peaceful
was
Lutheran.
warmly welcomed into the men's department by the leadership. So
wonderful.
I think St. Peter's is going down now.
So that means Chairman Dara. So that means Chairman Dara Kokoya. What happened? Okay, go ahead.
But Cesar Goya still got his membership at St. Peter's, so no problem. I think he's just one of the few. Yeah, I know Bijo membership is no longer at St. Peter's. We have Dr. Toto here. He's thanking the team. Ambassador Roger Aben Camon, he's following us. And that's Brother Goya. Brother Judomo Colley. Brother Judomo Colley, he said he's watching us from Daily Observer office in ERWA Junction, Painesville, and he loves the discussion. And come down to our sister Comfort Sakwi. Sister Comfort Sakwi. And by the way, Sister Comfort Sakwi is one of those on the technical team for the climate justice advocacy program in our church, the Lutheran Church in Liberia. She said, is this a quest for? Okay, she was talking about the 100 days deliverable. Once we have the bishop here, we're going to talk on all that. This is Healer One. We want to also remember our bishop, says Comfort. I will go down a little bit and go down to Brother Judomo. Brother Judomo has a comment here. He said, to achieve the bishop's vision for a vibrant Sunday school, I think there's a need for a national convention. The convention can bring together pastors, teachers, council members, and parents to develop the roadmap for a development of Sunday school. I don't think much is yet done for Sunday school for the bishop's 100 days. If it is, then it's not being communicated. More attention is needed for Sunday school. I think when Bishop appears on the Bishop Hour, he's going to be speaking on that. Okay, that's when Brother George was speaking. So he said, Reverend Mother is listening. So this is Brother George. He said no politics. Okay, then this is Brother Goya. And okay,
you need to go back to that comment from Brother Goya. We just read it and passed by it. I think you should read it for the audience. It's
okay, for the audience, for those who are just listening in, Brother Goya is saying, I'm willing to consider 1 year sabbatical to teach math at LTI. Lutherans must serve Lutherans. I think it's very, 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 very important. Very, very,
that's
very,
that's welcoming.
Welcoming. Very, very much welcoming. Okay, and he appreciated Brother Abel Lowell on his appointment. Bishop is thanking him, and okay, congratulatory messages to Brother Abel Lowell, Brother Collie Bonnet. So that's awesome. Bishop has a comment here. I want you to know that the article of incorporation for the university is now with the government to process for processing. Okay,
and that's good news. That's good news, Willie.
that's a good news. Yeah, that's a good
That's
news.
that,
The
that's good
government doing
news
that.
because this puts some of us in a better position to continue whatever process we started. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's good news. Bishop, thank you for
absolutely.
sharing. Yeah.
It's a good show today, guys. Even though I started with fire. They always- Once a Lutheran, you always a Lutheran. I said Lutherans, our identity is the L. Lutheran with the L.
But I told you about Sissy. I told you about Sissy.
Sissy
Joe
is
was saying
coming
that.
with
No, I told you I
fire.
said Sissy like I you to say one shopping contradiction. Look at the man. The man is part of the
Sissy
class of
came with
Oh, guess
intelligence.
what?
fire.
He got the job to
Yeah,
do
man.
so
If
John. All of them.
Message St. Peter forever. He'll be the last man standing at St. Peter. So he'll be the last man next to Dara Kokoya. and sis Marlon Molva is watching. But Bishop, before I can get back to the team, I just want to make this comment quickly. Bishop, I know you are still listening and you're following. Um, Brother Cesar Goya had just blessed you, and I'm not going to mention anything further than that, but he had just blessed you. And in this public manner, I want to say thank you so much, Brother Cesar Goya. I'll be reaching out to the bishop in due course. Right after the show, I'll be reaching out to our bishop. I want to say thank you very much.
Folks, you are turned to my Lutheran Connections online TV. We come to you every Sunday at this hour. We are here. It's a commitment that each of us have made, and we've come together and become so powerful as a team to do this sacrifice in the interest of the church. So you can trust that next Sunday we are going to be here again. We were talking about having the pastor in charge of the cathedral of the Lutheran Church, St. Peter's, Reverend Janice Gono here. Ambassador, we were briefly discussing it, but we will try to finalize that discussion so that we can have Reverend Gono here to come and talk to us about what's going on at the Cathedral of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. I think many Lutherans want to know that. You have some Lutherans who are also across the globe who have membership with St. Peter's, like Brother Goya, who says that he's going to remain stuck in there for the rest of his life. But I wish him luck. I wish him the best of luck. I left a year before I transferred my membership to St. Matthew's before I left for the US 5 years ago. So but it's good to be a Lutheran. When you're a Lutheran, it doesn't matter the parish, the preaching point you got membership with, that's quite, a good thing, a good experience. But we want to say here, we are committed. We are here every Sunday. We've been here now for more than 1 hour and 30 minutes. We will go back to our colleagues so we can do our rounds, and then we will end the discussion or the conversation for today. So it's over to you, brother.
Bijo,
Right.
Bijo, yeah. Speaking of Reverend Janice Gono, I just want to mention that quickly that I had a one-on-one with Reverend Janice Gono. It was off record, okay, and we had a very
Willie, we're off record. Don't talk about it here.
no, we had a fruitful conversation, and
It was fruitful.
she's gonna
It
be
was
coming.
fruitful. It was fruitful.
It was fruitful. So the Reverend Janice Gono is gonna be appearing on our show. On our
Excellent.
show.
Break the news. Break the news that you concluded, the conversation with her, she will be here, but the fact that it was off record, you have a commitment to ensure that it's
No,
not.
she's gonna come.
Right. I got you, man.
I just want to assure Sister Goya that his pastor will be coming. That's all,
Well, so your man announced he owned a church, right? He gone to Peaceful Lutheran, right, Dr.
Yes.
Toto? He left St. Peter's. He's gone to Peaceful Lutheran. That's good. Jerry, are you still stuck with Gaytown, or you left too? You transfer somewhere as ambassador?
Amen.
No, for now I still at Gaytown, but maybe my new address may compel me to go closer because I may be relocating as far as Broville. And if I relocate,
when the blind man said when Junkie already got a rock, yeah. The
No, but
moment,
for now, I'm still with.
the
I'm
moment
still
I
at
have
St.
for
Andrews.
now, as soon as I have for now, I knew that something was coming.
Guess what, Bijo? Bijo, you know which congregation the man gonna move to? You know which congregation he moving to?
No.
The congregation that have manned all of the cross rack from the twin track. That's where he moving to. Good shepherd. The twin
Oh,
track
my
church.
goodness.
But
My
I
goodness.
think there were Reverend Derek Cody is right.
Yeah, Reverend Derek Curry is, and Reverend Zester Yakwaso before moving to Gush to Gayton, he was assigned. I think that was the first assignment at
Yeah, so
Good
I
Shepherd.
was still me, Reverend Derek Cody. She was my pastor, and so
Let me give you a good idea. Let me give you a good tip. Don't relocate to any church because of the current pastor. That pastor will leave anytime. You will be stuck at that parish. So no matter relationship with the pastor, just being under the pastor time is over. You will still enjoy the next round.
No, but for St. Andrews, look, I mean, I can tell anybody at St. Andrews, there where my umbilical cord was buried. But you know, sometimes distance can be the problem. But
That's true.
I still giving it a thought, and I will see. Yeah.
Right. Right. Where is Abel? Abel, the
Yes,
incoming goat chair.
yes, I'm
Good year.
here, Joe. Yeah, I just sent a text to the platform, and I think we have discussed a lot, and we just want to admonish all of us as Lutherans uh, to take on the moral responsibility and take action to make the difference in our church. Um, you can do that in many ways. If you don't have the time or you don't have the resources, you can volunteer your service, as our man Sissy has quickly pointed out. If you have the money, you can donate some money, or you can simply face some issues to see what best we can do for this church, because the SCA is all that we have. I always told people I cannot leave the church to go to any other church anymore. Considering my median age, is not possible. So I remain with the Lutheran Church in Liberia, like any of you guys, folks, any of the people who listen to us, and we can make it better if only we are committed to doing it. So I want to encourage all Liberian Lutherans tonight who listening to us that this is the time. There's no turning back. I think we got the red page now. We got a red leadership in place to make things happen. With open to listening, to care, and to accept whatever comments and recommendations you come up with. They are willing to accept that and to move with it when it's in the interest of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. So I just want to say thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. We have quite a lot. For Bishop. Guys, you can start naming it. I'm glad that Bishop is still here with us. Bishop has to get ready. To follow during the course of the month, because the last Sunday he's going to be sitting with us. We will discuss a little bit of the implementation outcome of his 100 days. We know that's not realistic to do a complete evaluation. But here's the point. He needs to talk a little bit about some of the commitments he made for 100 days. We're quizzing on that, when he's sitting with us. We will also talk about some of the outstanding issues, Ambassador Willie, that has to do with the reforms that we talk about, and especially the audits that are pending. So a lot to talk about when Bishop sits with us, but again, here we have to end the show. Is like Ambassador said, he is charged today He is happy today, and he just want to be here. He doesn't want to go home. I wish we had the time and energy to be here for the rest of the evening. But just to make the ambassador feel good and real good, we'll go back to the ambassador. Ambassador, if you have any other thing that you really want to chip in before we go. Willie, isn't that fair enough to the ambassador?
Yeah, it is. It's fair enough. Yes.
Right. Ambassador, it's all yours.
Joe, just want for me to leak our secret, but it will stay in house. But I want to also congratulate Joe. Even though this should not be the platform, but I mean for the level of intellectualism and the depth of knowledge this brother has, I think the Lutheran Church should be proud of you. And I saw a lot of people making comments on other platforms with your survey you did. As I said, the platform, but it was a very, very, very good work. And I want to say thank you so much for your level of in-depth analysis and the research that you did. But we will discuss it another day. I just want to also thank Bishop for following and for appointing our brother Abel Leewelly. Brother Leewelly, we are depending on you in making a good chairman. And because, as I said, this platform is all about repetition. And anything you do there will have a negative or positive reflection on my Lutheran connection. So as a chair of the board of the LTI, if you need our support, we are there always to give you the support.
Right.
But we are there to make sure that you help to make the LTI the way we want the LTI to be. We want to say thank you, Bishop Palmo, for depending on young people and giving young people the trust in taking also leadership responsibility in the church. I don't want to bore you too much because I got a lot of praises today. After a long time, Joe, that you have not had a show, when you come back and have the team sitting together, then you just want to keep looking at the faces of your brothers.
Me too. Yeah. I just want to be
and I miss this couple, but I want to also say this couple, congratulations for being the I think the chair or the leader of this justice and climate thing. And let us work together. This couple.
She is? Yeah, couple is the director of the
director
Action for Climate Justice.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know. It's good that you brought it up, Ambassador. Congratulations, couple. This is great. My Lutheran Connections doing things here.
Yes.
This is wonderful.
Yes.
Great,
thank you
great.
so much, sis couple. And we will also depending on you to make the difference. We also depend on you, sis couple, to make the everything you do going to also have a reflection, positive or negative, on my Lutheran connection. So as you do and become positive, I know the Lutheran connection will be happy for that. Reverend Eric Molly Allison, we understand. Let me just put his post. He said that I didn't have the chance to share my thoughts due to Let me
whether you want to put that
sorry
up,
guys.
Good.
Yeah, he said I didn't have the chance to share my thoughts due to the observation that the topic of today wasn't delved into extensively. I'm waiting for Bishop's hour. Oh yes, that's true.
Yeah,
Reverend, as we said, we brought it up as a reminder so that Bishop understands that my Lutheran connection is anticipating the 100 days, like all of us, all of you as viewers. So I sure Bishop Nant has taken cue and he's preparing himself to come on the Bishop hour, and there we will be able to dissect, these different pillows and the task and also the results, so to speak. But like Joe said, we cannot go into it as is because we don't have all of the details and we don't want to be saying something that may not be factual. We think that Bishop himself needs to be on the show while we're discussing that. So I don't want to belabor the point to say much. I want to say thank you so much, colleagues, and God bless. Yeah.
Absolutely. Willie, you will close the show, Willie. So let me just come in to say that my Lutheran Connections is here to stay. and we're going to do our best to do better. We know that we announced to you before that we are supposed to be formally entering into an agreement with Aliyah. That process is on course. It was just put on hold because of the IALC. And once it is concluded, Jerry is the focal point. He's representing us on that discussion. The ambassador, he is going to make sure that we all come together with Aliyah and conclude the agreement, and then we will let you know the next course of action once we reach that point. The other thing that I wanted to let you know is that we announced that our programs are supposed to be aired by a radio station in Lofa. We started a conversation with them, but the issue we have is that their relay instrument is what they are trying to secure. We just received that communication, and once that is concluded, we are going to be heard across, for the most part of Lofa County up to Bond County, parts of Bond County. When the show is on, it's going to be on the radio. So we are also trying to finalize that arrangement. Once we reach the agreement, we will let you know when it's going to start, and then for how long our program is going to be relayed on the radio station. Tim, I just wanted to let the public know, because these are things that we announced to them prior to the IALC, and to let them know why the agreements have not been finalized yet. They are in the works. So I just wanted to say that you guys can take it. We said a lot today, and I think I'm okay now, Jerry. Jerry, I know you want to let out the final things you had on your mind. Probably Abel has something to say. Abel can come in after that. Willie can close the show for us. Willie can finalize. Abel, anything?
Yeah, first, I'm really good. I think I already did my final comment, so I will pass over to Willie.
Okay.
So I want to close this way. Speaking of programs, Big Joe, and a comment here made by Brother Cesar Guia. He said a show dedicated to the rebranding and a new focus of the LTI is necessary. All of us here have our schedules, including family schedule. So this is an open invitation to any other Lutheran that if you have the time and want to work along with us, you want to have a program that you have this idea for a program midweek or any other day during the week, please meet with us. Ambassador is here, Brother Abel is here, Brother Joka is here, the Reverend and Sis couple. I mean, please, you can send us your information, and then we can all just talk about it. And then we want to expand it, but it's just like the schedule too as well. So I just wanted to say that, and I know we mentioned earlier during our anniversary, someone asked us to have a midweek show, and we said we're thinking on that. So that's just the situation. So if anyone has any other program that you think about and you have the time, we can all discuss that. But with that being said, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to Brother Abel Lewelly. I want to say thank you very much. Congratulations. Congratulations also to Sis Couple Silly and the entire team. And I mean, just everyone. I want to say thank you so much. With Brother Moses Cole, thank you very, very much. Bijo, please. I wouldn't go without saying this. Moses Cole, I mean, this brother is very committed. Moses Cole flew in from Nairobi, Kenya, and went straight into action at the airport. He did not go home. That's how dedicated this brother is.
That's the spirit.
Yes. But Moses, I mean, he just flew in ASKY. The schedule was like ASKY arrived in Monrovia, I think after 5 p.m. and then 7 p.m. Brussels. He did not go home. He stayed right at the airport and began his work. So I just want to thank you so much, Brother Moses Cole. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, folks, with that being said, we want to say thank you very much for tuning in. Next Sunday, we're going to have another program for you. This has been an MLC Talk production of the My Lutheran Connections. Thank you all so much.
Bye.